Good afternoon, children.
Good afternoon.
Much better today. Okay, so let us continue with the planned growth hormones. I know it's a very dry topic. Last year, this topic we had skipped planned growth hormones. Anyways, we'll continue, and this year only this part, only about the planned growth hormones we need to learn. Rest of the topics are deleted. So we reached up to we need to learn about the functions of gibberellins. Am I right? This I told, no? This we discussed. We had completed this. Yes. Cytokinins we started. I think cytokinins functions. This also we completed. Functions, yes. They play a role in cytokinesis. Cytokinins play an important role in cytokinesis. What is cytokinesis? Michael, what is cytokinesis? Karyokinesis, cytokinesis. Previous chapter we learned.
Cytokinesis is the splitting of the cytoplasm.
Very good. So it is a division of the cytoplasm. They play an important role in cytokinesis, whereby the cytoplasm as well as the cell gets divided. They help in producing new leaves, chloroplast in leaves, lateral shoot growth. So the lateral shoot growth is also promoted and adventitious shoot formation. So adventitious roots and shoots, they are produced from some other regions other than the usual part. Sometimes in case of roots, roots can be produced from parts other than the normal place, normal location. So then you call it as adventitious roots. Roots produced from some other parts, like example, what to say? Nematophores, have you heard, children? Like breathing roots, I think that topic you haven't learned. That topic was deleted. Anyways, adventitious roots and shoots are those which are formed from regions other than the normal region or normal location. They help to overcome apical dominance. So they will help in overcoming apical dominance. Already we learned apical dominance. Apical dominance is where the apical buds will inhibit the growth of lateral buds. So this will help in overcoming apical dominance. They promote nutrient mobilization, means the nutrients produced in one part or nutrients present in one part need to be transported to other parts, and which helps in delaying leaf senescence. Senescence means aging. So they will promote the nutrient mobilization, the transport of nutrients from one part of the plant to the other, and helps in delaying the senescence, aging of the leaves. So cytokinins perform different functions, promote cytokinesis, help in the production of new leaves, formation of chloroplasts, lateral shoot growth, and adventitious shoot formation. When shoots and roots are formed from parts other than from the normal location, you call it as adventitious. They help in overcoming apical dominance and also promotes the mobilization or movement or transport of nutrients from one part of the plant to the other, and helps in delaying the aging of leaves. Next one is ethylene, C2H4. Cousins. Cousins is the name of a scientist, H.H. Cousins. H.H. Cousins, he confirmed the release of volatile substance which will get vaporized easily, volatile substance from ripened oranges. So from ripened oranges, a substance was released which hastened the ripening of stored bananas. You might have seen, other than this, like when there is one ripe fruit in a basket, or even if it is a banana, one is ripe, it will promote the ripening of the other fruits also. If one fruit has ripened, they can promote the ripening of the other fruits in the basket or in the bunch. That is also there. You might have noticed it would easily get ripened. So he found out the presence of a volatile substance which is released from ripened oranges, and this promoted the ripening of stored bananas. And later, this volatile substance was identified as ethylene is gaseous. That's why we call it as volatile, which vaporizes easily. So it's a gaseous plant growth hormone. So if you are asked, name a gaseous plant growth hormone which will promote fruit ripening, ethylene. It is synthesized in large amounts. Just a minute. It is synthesized in large amounts by the tissues which are undergoing senescence and ripening fruits. So those parts or those tissues which are undergoing aging process and ripening fruits, they produce this particular plant hormone in large amounts. It promotes horizontal growth of seedlings. The seedlings, horizontal growth is promoted by this particular hormone, swelling of the axis and apical hook formation. Apical hook formation in dicot seedlings. Apical hook formation means when the seed is inside under the soil or in the darkness, the apical hook formation will take place. The tip of the, what to say, the plumule, they will form an arc-shaped structure or they will form a hook-shaped structure. And the purpose of forming this apical hook is to protect the apical meristem from mechanical damage when the seedling, the seed is inside the soil. So breaking the layer of the soil, it has to come up. The seedling has to emerge out of the soil. So when the seedling emerges out of the soil, there should not be any damage to the apical tissues. So in order to protect it from this damage, there will be an apical hook formation so that it will curve, an arch formed or an arch-shaped structure you can find at the tip so that the apical tissues are not damaged when the seedling emerges out from the soil. It promotes senescence, it promotes aging and abscission of plant organs. Abscission, shedding or falling off of plant organs like leaves, flowers, because it is promoting aging, and it also promotes the abscission or shedding of the parts of the plant like leaves and flowers. It promotes fruit ripening. It enhances the respiration rate during fruit ripening. So normally at the time of ripening of the fruits, the respiratory rate in plants will be increased. It will be greatly, or there'll be a drastic increase in the respiration rate, and you call this as respiratory climactic. Respiratory climatic means the rapid or the rapid increase in the respiratory rate of the plant when the fruit is ripening. So the rapid increase in the rate of respiration during fruit ripening, you call it as respiratory climatic. It facilitates or it helps in the ripening of the fruit. It breaks seed and bud dormancy. Dormancy means a stage of inactivity where the activities will be slowed down. They will enter into a dormant stage. So it will helps in breaking down the dormant stage, initiates promotes germination in peanut seeds, sprouting of potato tubers. All these are uh, carried out with the help of this particular hormone, ethylene. So major function is to promote fruit ripening. Apart from that, so many other functions are given. It will help in horizontal growth formation, swelling of the axis, apical hook formation, then promotes senescence and abscission, then enhances fruit ripening. And when the fruits are ripening, there'll be an increase in the respiration rate to facilitate the ripening of the fruit, which you call it as respiratory climatic. That is also brought about by the influence of this hormone. It will break the dormancy stage of seed and bud and promotes germination and sprouting. Okay. It promotes rapid internode and petiole elongation. So internode, already you know, it is the distance between two consecutive nodes. So internodes will get elongated. Petiole, what is petiole? Petiole is the stalk with the help of which the leaf blade is attached to the stem. The stalk of the leaf, the stalk with which the leaf blade is attached to the stem, that is known as petiole. So it helps in the elongation of petiole, rapid internode elongation in deep water rice plants. You know, rice plants, paddy plants, they need standing water sufficient. You might have seen paddy fields. So there, the water will be standing water is needed for the paddy crops. So in such plants, this particular hormone will facilitate rapid internode and petiole elongation. So what happens is the leaves and the upper parts of the shoot, they will remain above the water. Because of this elongation of the internode and the petiole, the parts, some of the parts like leaves and upper parts of the shoot can remain above water, whereas the other parts like roots will be within the water. So in deep water, the rice plants, you know, that is essential for the rice plants or paddy plants to grow. They need standing water for their for producing better yield. In such plants, this hormone will facilitate the rapid internode and petiole elongation. So when that happens, the plant can increase in height so that the leaves as well as the upper part of the stem can remain above water. It will promote the growth of roots and even root hair. You know, it is helping in root growth and as well as root hairs. Root hairs are minute hairy structures arising from the roots. You might have seen the root hairs. If this is the root and the branches of the root arising from the roots, you can see minute hairy structures, small, thin, minute hairy structures. And its purpose is to increase the surface area for absorbing water. So when root hairs are there, so more surface area is there for the absorption of water. So they will promote both root growth as well as root hair formation. Used to initiate flowering and for synchronizing fruit formation in pineapples. It induces flowering in mango. So it plays an important role in producing flowers and synchronizing the fruit formation in pineapple. So that all will, that fruit formation will take place together. Synchronization in fruit formation, and in mango, this hormone will promote flowering. Since ethylene regulates so many physiological processes, it's very commonly used in agriculture. So artificially also these hormones can be introduced in the plants to facilitate the growth of the plants and to bring about better yield. So rapid promotes rapid elongation, rapid internode and petiole elongation in deep water rice plants, so that some of the parts like leaves and upper parts of the shoot will remain above the water. Promotes the growth of roots and root hair formation to increase the surface area of absorption. Then it will promote flowering, synchronize fruit formation in pineapple, flowering in mango, and it is widely used in agriculture as it serves so many functions. And the most widely or commonly used source of ethylene is ethifone. So here you can see ethifone. So this can be applied on plants in order to bring about the desired results. So these can be produced within the plants and these can be artificially introduced also. So ethifone is the most commonly used source of ethylene. It's in an aqueous solution. So this will be mixed up with water and it will be provided to the plant. So once it is made into a solution, once it is mixed with water, this will be easily absorbed and taken up by the plants, and inside the plant body, this ethylene will be released slowly. So once it is provided in the form of an aqueous solution, plants will absorb it along with the water and it will be released in the plant tissue slowly. It will speed up the fruit ripening in tomatoes and apples and accelerates absorption in flowers and fruits. So promote, hasten, speeds up fruit ripening in tomatoes and apples and accelerates, speeds up absorption in flowers. So absorption, shedding of flowers and fruits. Now you might be thinking why the flowers and fruits should be shed off. Thinning of cotton, cherry, and walnut. Thinning of fruits means in certain plants, when so many fruits are produced, means production is, or so many fruits are being produced at a time, it is more than the ideal. So none of the fruits will be able to grow properly. So thinning will help in removing some of the younger fruits from there. They will fall off so that the remaining fruits, the existing fruits, they'll get sufficient space to grow. They'll get proper nutrients, proper all the other necessary requirements, and they can grow efficiently. That is known as thinning of fruits. And to carry out thinning of fruits, fruits of flowers should be shed off. So this will promote the absorption in flowers and fruits. So this is carried out in cotton, cherry, and walnut. When so many fruits are being produced, none of them will be able to develop effectively or efficiently. So what is done is thinning is carried out so that some of the fruits will be removed off, some younger fruits and flowers will be removed off, so the existing, the remaining fruits will get sufficient space to grow. Not only space, all the other requirements also will be sufficient for them, and they'll be growing effectively, getting a better yield. But if all these fruits are growing together, they may not get the necessary space, sufficient space to grow, or there can be some shortage in the nutrients also. So this is carried out with the help of the hormone ethylene. It promotes female flowers in cucumbers, thereby increasing the yield. You want to see any of the slides again? No. No. Anybody? You slept, children. Last one, abscisic acid. Hope you are remembering its role as a growth inhibitor in class 10. During mid-1960s, it was reported 3 kinds of inhibitors. Inhibitor B, abscissin 2, and dormin. They were chemically identical and we call it as abscisic acid now. So 3 of them, inhibitor B, abscissin 2, and dormin. 3 of them act as inhibitors. They retard growth inhibitors, and they are chemically similar and we call it as abscisic acid. Abscisic acid is the derivative of carotenoid. Pigments you have heard, carotenoid, pigment xanthophyll, carotenoid. So these are actually derivatives of carotenoids. It regulates. This also plays an important role in dormancy and abscission because it will not promote growth. It will retard growth. So abscission means shedding off of the plant parts. Dormancy means entering an inactive stage. So in both cases, it is inhibiting growth, not promoting growth. Functions, it acts as an inhibitor of plant growth and metabolism, inhibits seed germination, stimulates closure of stomata. So if stomata is closed, so sufficient exchange of gases, water, all that cannot enter. So in order to retard the growth, it will stimulate the closure of stomata and increases the tolerance of plants to different stresses. You call it a stress hormone. So it will help, it will provide the plants the tolerance or ability to resist different types of stresses. It plays an important role in seed development, maturation, and dormancy. Seed development, maturation, and the state of inactivity. In all these cases, this particular hormone plays an important role. Seed dormancy by ABA or abscisic acid will help to withstand desiccation and other factors which are unfavorable for growth. So when the seed is remaining in a dormant stage, they are capable of withstanding desiccation. Desiccation means lack of moisture, extreme dryness. So when they remain in an inactive stage, by the activity of ABA or abscisic acid, they can withstand. That is what I told is the stress hormone. It will enable the tolerance of the plants to different kinds of stresses. So the seeds will be able to withstand the lack of moisture or desiccation and other factors which are unfavorable for growth. Now, next is, so with that, we have completed all the 5 plant growth hormones. Now, plant growth hormones, they play individualistic or synergistic role. So, either they play or they have individual, separate role, or combined, they bring about different changes in the plants. So such roles may be complementary or antagonistic. So when different plant hormones are working together, so these functions can be complementary, means the functions of one hormone will be complementing that of the other. Whereas antagonistic means if one is helping in a particular function, other will be promoting the retarding against that function. So one is promoting seed growth, one is retarding, the plant growth, other is retarding plant growth. You can say they are antagonistic in their function, opposite in their action. Complementary means together working to achieve the same function. So the function or the role of one hormone, when it is complementing the other, then you call it as complementary. Antagonistic means they will be opposite in action. One is promoting growth, other is retarding growth. Then you can say these are antagonistic in function. Plant growth hormones interact and bring about dormancy in seeds and buds, abscission, flowering, senescence, vernalization, apical dominance, seed germination, plant movements. Except vernalization, I think all the other terms you are familiar with. Dormancy, a stage of inactivity. Abscission means the shedding of the plant parts. Flowering, senescence is aging. Apical dominance also you learned in detail. When apical buds are there, the growth of the lateral buds are inhibited or prevented. Then the germination of the seed, plant movements, different plant movements, tropic and nastic movements, growth of the plants in response to the stimulus. Then vernalization. Vernalization is a process where flowering is promoted by subjecting the plants to very low temperature. By exposing the plants to a prolonged low temperature, flowering is promoted. The process is known as vernalization. By exposing the plants to low temperature, flowering is promoted. That is known as vernalization. In most cases, abscisic acid acts as an antagonist to gibberellins. Means the activities of abscisic acid and gibberellic acid are antagonistic. Means one is promoting, the other one is inhibiting. So they act as, or these two hormones are antagonistic in their action. If one promotes, the other will retard. Now, interaction of plant growth hormones. There are different factors which are influencing the plant growth hormones. There are intrinsic factors and extrinsic factors. Intrinsic factors, they are the genetic factors, the inherent factors which will regulate the action of PGR. Okay, the inherent, the genetic related to genes are controlled by the genetic makeup or genetic arrangement of the plant. Whereas extrinsic factors like light and temperature also will play an important role in influencing the action of plant growth hormone. So plant growth hormones are under the influence of extrinsic and intrinsic factors. Intrinsic factors include the genetic factors which regulate the action of plant growth hormone. Extrinsic are the external factors like light and temperature which will influence the action of PGR or plant growth hormones. So with that, we have completed this particular chapter plant growth hormones. The name of the chapter is plant growth and development, but we need to learn only about plant growth regulators. Any doubts? I know very dull and dry chapter, just no, nothing very interesting, just so many functions and of plant growth hormones. It can be confusing. One word questions can be asked from this topic. Any doubts?
Ma'am, could you show abscisic acid slide?
Okay. These are growth inhibitors. Three are there. Three of them were identified in 1960s. Inhibitor B, abscissin, 2, and dormin. They are chemically similar. Now we call them as abscisic acid. And it is derived from carotenoids, mainly regulates abscission and dormancy. The different functions, it prevents plant growth and metabolism, inhibits the germination of seeds, stimulates the closing of stomata, increases the tolerance of plants to different stresses. So you call it a stress hormone. So abscisic acid is also known as stress hormone. Why? Because it will increase the tolerance of plants to different kinds of stresses. It plays a very important role in the development of the seed, its maturation, and even the seed dormancy. Seed dormancy by abscisic acid will help to withstand desiccation. So when under the influence of this hormone, when the seed is entering a dormant stage, they can withstand the extreme dryness and other unfavorable conditions. And when the conditions return, when it gets back to normal, they can germinate. Okay, that's it, Nandana.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Have you understood, children?
Ma'am,
Oh,
please show the slide of ethylene.
slide off.
Ethylene.
No, just a minute. Yes, this one. Functions or from the beginning?
Functions, ma'am.
Okay. They play an important role in cytokinesis. They produce new leaves, chloroplast, lateral shoot growth, adventitious shoot formation. Help in overcoming apical dominance. Apical dominance is promoted by auxin, but this hormone will help to overcome it. Promote nutrient mobilization, delays leaf senescence. Shall I change?
Yes, ma'am.
Huh?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. This we have seen. Promotes rapid internode and petiole elongation in deep water rice plants so that the leaves and the upper parts of the shoot will remain above water. Promotes the growth of roots and root hair formation, helping in increasing the area of absorption. Promotes flowering, synchronizing fruit formation, and flowering in mango is induced by this particular hormone. Since it is regulating so many physiological factors or physiological processes, it is widely used in agriculture. Okay, Gayatri?
Yes, ma'am. Thank you.
Shall we wind up? Okay, all the best. Do well. Thank you.